My next guest is a poet as well as a musician. His acclaimed works include the Basketball Diaries and his rock album, Catholic Boy. He has a new spoken word album on called Praying Mantis. Please welcome Jim Carroll, folks. Jim Carroll. Now, I remember you for, I guess it was on the Catholic Boy album, People Who Have Died, which I always thought was an interesting song. You remember that tune? Yeah. Jimmy got off on a railway train, baby got off with a jugular vein. These are people who have died.
I think the extra died was what did it.
Yeah.
2 dies.
I always loved that song, but actually you had your first artistic aspirations early on. You wrote Basketball Diaries when you were how old?
Well, I just turned, I was just 12 turning 13 and then it ended when I was just about to turn 16.
Mm-hmm. And didn't Kerouac thought that was a great piece of literature for you?
He wrote a great blurb about it.
Yeah, he said that you wrote better than most adults or something?
He said, I think it was like he writes better prose than 89% of the novelists working today, which was, you know,
leave it to Kerouac to pick a number like 89%.
Yeah, right.
A lot of time on the road there. Now, your band was on Tom Snyder once. I have trouble putting that together in my head because I remember you guys being pretty out there. And how was Snyder? How did he treat you?
Well, it was strange. At the last minute, they told us that, we planned on doing People Who Died. It was getting all this airplay at the time, and there was nothing really offensive in any lyrics or anything that would be censored by the FCC, but they wouldn't let us do that. They wouldn't let us do anything except this one semi-ballad, Day and Night, on it, which was built around a backup singer and keyboards, and we didn't have Alan Lanier from the Blue Oyster Cult play keyboards on it. And he wasn't there, you know, so we were just planning on doing a rocker. And they finally settled on letting us do this one song, Wicked Gravity, which was good, I guess, not to do the hit, so to speak. But also, there was a terrible problem I was in the green room, and Maureen Reagan, Reagan's daughter, not the one who wrote the big expose lately, but the one who's very conservative, political, feminist type. Right. She was on talking her political manifesto deal first, and I was on second, and I was going to come out and speak, and then with Tom, and then and the teddy bear, and then we do a little, a song, you know, and what was it? So they said, listen, you need a little touch-up right before I was going to go on. Run into the makeup room and get it done quick. So I run into the makeup room. I said, I got to get on any second. And they say, okay, and all of a sudden, before I know it, these 2 huge Secret Service guys who were protecting Maureen Reagan grabbed me and slammed me down to the ground, and the guy did it by the textbook. He put his knee right on my chest and just held me there until Maureen Reagan looked down casually and said, oh, he's all right. He gave me a copy of his book. He's on the show. I couldn't believe it, you know. I thought I was some incredible John Hinckley guy, and I was going to throw a bomb into a dressing room, you know, have all this makeup powder exploding and stuff. But it was a terrible ordeal. Then I had to go on, you know. I was kind of in shock, and my chest was hurting quite a bit. The guy was about 600 pounds, and
and he had shades on.
Yeah, he did, actually, and he had the little thing in his ear, which rather pissed off Robert De Niro so much. But that was, let me see, yeah, that was a terrible thing. But I did remind her after the incident, well, for that, I really hope that you get your father to put my book into the White House Library. So I hope the Basketball Diaries is in the White House Library.
Well, you know, anything that goes into the Reagan Library is condensed down into a 3x5 card with all the pertinent information on it. So maybe it's in there. You're going to do a spoken piece for us right after the commercial?
Yes.
Okay. Are we going to we're going to do it right now? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to do,
my mistake. Tell us about it.
I'm going to do 2 pieces. One's a short kind of, I don't do too many political things, but this is kind of a semi-political poem that's on Praying Mantis, actually. It's a new work. And the other one is a piece which isn't on the record, but it's from the book Forced Entries, which is like a book of diaries, like follow-up to the basketball diaries. And I wanted to pick a funny piece, you know, but most of the funny pieces were too long or couldn't be read on the air, you know. So this is, it was when I just got straight in California, you know, from my heroin addiction, which I think is no big secret, in like the early 70s, and I went out there, and it was a lot better, you know. They really treated you a lot better, helping you get off. And so I was clean, and all these emotions were coming out, so it was kind of a sentimental piece that I decided to read.
Any truth to the rumor that Maureen Reagan got you hooked on heroin?
Not on heroin, but she did turn me on to freebase.
No, come on, we're kidding. We're kidding. She's trying to help him deal with the pain of the 600-pound guy in the Wayfarers on his chest.
Yeah, that's right. He said, this will take care of it.
All right, Jimbo,
okay.
The stage is yours. You know, you have that tremulous delicacy of a poet. You know, it's funny, you read like a poet to me.
I know, people, friends, when I call them up on the phone, they go, is there something, did a parent just die or something? Because that tremulous voice,
Yeah, it's
I can't help
very
it.
tentative, but
Yeah.
I guess you express yourself through your art. Please do.
Okay.
Spoken word piece from Jim Carroll, folks. All right.
Okay, so the first piece is, this is a piece from the Praying Mantis album. It's called To the National Endowment of the Arts. It's a fact that before his death, Robert Mapplethorpe placed 36 custom cameras with automatic timers set to last up to 9 years in various bedrooms of your board members, of your congressmen, of your senators, of your cabinet, of your fantasies, your well-kept hidden lusts and impotence, your dazzling hubris and inertia. So some night there'll be a flash you'll barely notice. You'll think it's a distant lightning, perhaps, and I suppose, in a way, it is. It is heat lightning from his grave. It's a freeze frame of your virulent hypocrisy, which, exposed, loses all immunity in its systems, its censoring bureaucracy. It's a record to be collected someday soon by 36 righteous men who are waiting, even now, at your doors.
Kind of in line with what you were doing before. Okay.
We're back with Jim. Give me 1 second. Jim's going to do a second piece. This is called Sampling Nietzsche.
Well, I got so tired of hearing all these like rock and rollers from the stage quoting Nietzsche lately, and especially the ubiquitous Nietzsche quote, "What does not kill you only serves to make you stronger," which is a smart thing to say, of course, and it might be true, but that I wrote my version of it, which is, "What does not kill me only serves to make me sleep until 3:30 the next afternoon."
Thank you, Jim. Of course, we're referring to Ray Nietzsche, number 66, the Green Bay Packers.